Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Are you a motherless daughter? What if we told you we have 20 years worth of truth treasures, pearls of wisdom, and diamonds of hope to help you with your mother loss? We do, and we share all things mother loss on Nurturing Words, Voices of Experience, a podcast by the Motherless Daughters Ministry. Give yourself some self-care and listen as we discuss grief, regret, anger, redemption, closure, and so much more.
Hello, I'm Gladys Bell, your host. On the last podcast, we heard about what makes it difficult to go home for the holidays. A few tips were given to make it more tolerable. In this episode, we will hear from our founder, Dr. Mary Ellen Collins, about how she created a new tradition for her family. Maybe this will spark an idea for you and your family. I want to talk to you about celebrating holidays. And really, what we have to do as motherless daughters is to create new holiday traditions. Holidays are here, and the dread and loneliness overwhelms a motherless daughter, putting a damper on the season that we're supposed to be joyous about. The grief is so deep. I'm not sure I want to go there. It's easy to stay in the pit. But if we have others who depend on us, we can't stay there. Not only does the loss of a mother, but sometimes we are dealing with very difficult extended family members who make us want to say no thanks to celebrations. But I want to talk to you about holidays and creating new traditions. What can we do when we're faced with this loss? Can we have new traditions? We don't know what we can do. Just recently, a young motherless daughter expecting her first child expressed her dread and her sorrow about the upcoming holidays. She said, quote, "Where are we going to go? How am I going to teach this child holiday traditions? I don't know what to do. This is really going to be a disaster. I am so sad. I don't know what to do," unquote. This brought to mind a tradition I started really over 40 years ago. And I continue to this day with this tradition. I call it my, quote, "create a family Thanksgiving," unquote. A little backstory about my loss. My mother had died when I was 15. My father was gone when I was 10. Most of my extended family members, aunts, uncles, grandparents, were gone before I was 30 years old. When I was just a little older than 30, I was suddenly left as a single parent with no support system. I wanted desperately to give my children some kind of tradition to look forward to for the holidays. What was I supposed to do? I surely wasn't the only person who dreaded the holidays. If I wanted to give my children a holiday tradition, I was going to have to create one. So I did. I began thinking about others I knew who did not have family and would more than likely be spending the holidays by themselves, alone like me. That was all I needed to create a new tradition. I labeled my new tradition as, quote, "create a family," unquote, Thanksgiving. I did not limit myself with who I would invite, but what kind of space I had. That was the limitation. I had to break out of the traditional thinking of the dining room table. If I could borrow folding tables and chairs, I could set up tables throughout the whole house, through my living room, my dining room, my kitchen, family room. I even used bedrooms. I could invite many more people than I had originally thought. I began my invitation list of coworkers, friends, neighbors, people I thought were going to spend Thanksgiving alone. Now I have to tell you, what made it really fun was creating the menu. I prepared the traditional turkey and dressing and gravy. When others asked what they could bring, I always let them, because in order to feel a part of the celebration, they had to contribute something. I gave them each a color. What? Not a vegetable or a dessert or a side dish? I needed to make sure to create a new tradition. I would say, quote, "You bring something orange. You bring something green. You bring something white. You bring something yellow. You bring something red. And you bring something brown," unquote. I went through the whole color palette that way. They always asked if I wanted it to be a vegetable or a side. I'd say, "It's your choice." We had some very interesting dinner spreads. People went all out to be creative. When they arrived, I had name tags ready because these people didn't know each other. And in order to mix people up, I had each table numbered. They drew for the table that they would have dinner with new friends. Conversation and after-dinner games always rounded out the evening. In later years, I remarried, and the tradition continued. One year, our daughter had given her dad a Nerf miniature golf game, and we designed a miniature golf course throughout the whole house and had a tournament playoff. People are so excited. They knew it would be something different, and they loved it. My children loved it. I loved it. It did something for me. It took me out of the grief pit and connected me with others who needed me as much as I needed them. I want you to know, I know how difficult holidays can be. I know how lonely they can be. I know that the Hallmark advertisements absolutely bring me to my knees. I know you will be okay. I will too. Share the new traditions with me that you have made. Consider what you might do to make a difference in your life and others who may also be spending the holidays alone. We're going to take a short break to tell you about a resource, and then we'll get right back to the podcast.
Hi, I'm Daniela Najoli, Director of the Motherless Daughters Ministry. Our Connection and Conversation Circles is the newest part of our holistic empowerment section of the ministry. The circles bring together women from across the country and from around the world to build community, find a sense of belonging beyond our support groups, and to share their journeys with other women who truly understand. We just wrapped up a powerful 4-week session where hearts were opened, new bonds were formed, and healing took root. So many daughters have found comfort, gained so much clarity, and made many connections in this space. And now it's your turn. Not quite sure if the connection and conversation circles are for you? Here's what other participants had to say. This was a wonderful and comforting opportunity, and I believe this group will be continuing on its own. I really like the way we opened with prayer and acknowledged that there is a God who cares about our grief. I appreciate how we could share our thoughts with others in the group and how they affirm our experiences. I appreciated the confidentiality piece. It was nice to be anonymous. I didn't have to filter anything. The quality of group leaders who also experienced mother loss, connections within the group, and learning from one another. So we invite you to register today for our next Connection and Conversation Circle at motherlessdaughtersministry.com. Click the What We Offer link at the top of the website and scroll down to our Holistic Empowerment section to find our latest Connection and Conversation Circle offerings. Come as you are, and remember, you are not alone.
What is it about traditions that makes them so difficult to handle after a loss? When we look at the definition of tradition, Merriam-Webster defines it as, quote, an inherited, established, or customary pattern of thought, action, or behavior, unquote. The Oxford Dictionary states that it is, quote, the transmission of customs or beliefs from generation to generation, or the fact of being passed on in this way, unquote. Traditions create togetherness or a sense of belonging, which is a basic human need. We crave it. It gives us a sense of identity and provides predictability, familiarity, and an anchor. Things can get pretty chaotic and confusing in our surroundings, but regardless of what happens outside of our circle of togetherness, we can depend on and are assured of what happens inside that circle, good or bad. We know that when we come home or back to, quote, our group, unquote, location or routine, we know certain people or things will be present or occur. All of those things come to mind when we think about the holiday season. After the loss of a significant person in our lives, nothing is the same. So it is the end of an era, which is yet another loss that must be grieved. What lies ahead are daily adjustments to routine activities, plans, and approaches in what is termed as our new normal. Therefore, approaching the holiday season forces us to adjust our traditions to that new normal without that individual. Remove the word should from your conversations. As with grief in any form, healing involves acknowledging and not avoiding the connected pain and emotions. So, providing room for the permission to feel those emotions and express that pain will give an outlet for anyone who is ready to begin the healing process, if they choose. Everyone may not be ready and may choose not to participate, and that must be allowed to be okay without judgment. You have then made it a safe environment to be real. There is no such thing as a right way to grieve. There is no right way to honor their memory or legacy. Set realistic expectations. Know that the holidays usher in a mixture of joy and sadness. It is not a betrayal to feel happy while experiencing great sadness. Extremes of both emotions coexist during the holidays. Be patient in rebuilding your life and give yourself grace as you heal. There are endless suggestions of new traditions and activities to initiate while grieving a loss. Some of those include contributing to or volunteering for a beloved charity, incorporating healthy physical activity by participating in a different sport, a unique activity, or an outside adventure, touring different museums, or do some gardening with perennial plants as a living tribute. And last, but certainly not least, play music, which has a powerful association with memory and can transport us to a different time and place. Create a playlist of different genres of music. Mary Ellen gave us a view of what worked for her family. Be creative. Make new traditions meaningful as well as enjoyable for your family. But most of all, plan whatever will bring you comfort, peace, and promote healing. Remember, you are not alone.
If you are in need of more nurturing words, we encourage you to listen to our other episodes. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you can join us next time. We don't want to miss you. We have many Motherless Daughter resources on our website at www.motherlessdaughtersministry.com. You can also find us on our YouTube channel and Facebook at Motherless Daughters Ministry. We hope you'll come visit us, and we look forward to joining us next time.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.